Good morning, everyone. Welcome to You, Me, and We, our interconnection with the divine with Karen Noé, psychic medium, author, and founder of the Angel Quest Center. Welcome, Karen. How are
Hi,
you today?
everyone. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Amazing. And where are you connecting from?
New Jersey. How about
Wonderful.
you?
Yes, well, I'm connecting from Lafayette, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wonderful. So I'm Charissa Sims, live event host with Humanities Team, a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to make conscious living pervasive worldwide by 2040. So I want to welcome Karen's audience, the Sign Network, those streaming live through Humanities Team Facebook page, the HT YouTube channel, and Stream Plus members that are here in the green room with us. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being members and for some of you that are on camera. Because it's a live program, we will have time for comments and questions. So try to get your question or comment in within the first 30 to 40 minutes of the program. It will be an hour program. You can post it in the chat wherever you're watching, and you may get your question answered. Let me share a little bit about Karen Noé, our esteemed guest. Karen Noé is a renowned psychic medium, spiritual counselor, and healer with a 2-year waiting list. Since best-selling author Dr. Wayne Dyer left the physical plane in 2015, Karen has been receiving profound messages from him for his family and for the world. Wayne also comes through with a group of other celestial beings called the We Guides that includes St. Francis of Assisi and numerous angels and ascended masters. She is the author of We Consciousness, Your Life After Their Death, the Angel Quest Oracle Deck, Through the Eyes of Another, and The Rainbow Follows the Storm. I love that title. It's so beautiful. We have so many rainbows here in Boulder.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, double rainbows is beautiful. Karen is the founder of the Angel Quest Center in New Jersey, where she teaches classes, gives readings, and practices alternative healing like Reiki. We were just talking about Reiki healing before the show. You can listen to Karen on the Angel Quest show on all podcast platforms. So happy to be with you today, Karen.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Well, can you share a little bit with our audience about how and when you began connecting with angels and deceased loved ones?
Well, this I have to start from when I was little. I was always psychic. My grandmother used to ask me for the winning numbers. She had a bookie, and I picked the winning numbers for her. My father used to take me to the racetrack, and now I'm an animal activist. I don't go to the track or anything like that. But about 25 years ago, I was going through a very difficult time in my life. And I sat at the edge of my bed and I just yelled at God and I said, am I going to be okay? And with that, I saw a light that started to come through towards me from the other side of the room. And as it was coming toward me, I said, if you're not of God, please leave. Now, we all know everything's of God now. This was 20 something years ago. What I meant was, if you're not of the light, if you're not of love, that type, if you don't mean me well, please leave. But the more I said that, the more it came towards me and eventually enveloped me. And at that time, I heard an audible voice that said, Lucia Lucina, Bella Lucia Lucina. I don't know if there are any Italians here. It means light, beautiful little light. And since then, I've learned it was St. Francis of Assisi, who's been guiding and protecting me ever since. I started receiving messages from angels, deceased loved ones. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want people to think I was not in my right mind. And as soon as I gave the messages I was receiving, it always meant something for the person I was giving the messages to. So the rest is history.
That's beautiful. And there's something special about St. Francis of Assisi. What did he stand for? And didn't Dr. Wayne Dyer think that he was St. Francis of Assisi in a past life?
Yes, I don't know if he thought he was St. Francis. I think it was one of his guides.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we have that connection there. Wayne Dyer, St. Francis, and so many of us who are listening right now, we're all promoting peace on earth, on this planet.
Mm.
And we all understand that we're all one. And whatever we do to ourselves or another affects everyone. And St. Francis also was an advocate for the all animals and so forth. So,
That's beautiful. Well, can you share the story of how you began receiving messages from Dr. Wayne Dyer?
yeah, it's a long one, so I'll try to make it short. Uh,
Okay.
I was a huge fan of Dr. Dyer's my whole life, pretty much. And when he died, I felt like the world was not going to be the same again. I had just interviewed one of his daughters, Serena, a few weeks before he died to talk about her book, Don't Die with the Music, Your Music Still in You. So I had her contact information. I didn't know what I should do for the family, but I knew I had to do something. So I contacted Serena and I emailed her. I said, Serena, I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. Please know he truly is okay and would want you to be too. Make sure to ask him to give you a sign to let you know he's with you. Ask him to come to you in a dream and to wake you up after the dream so that you remember him. I also talked to her about how you would be receiving messages, how she would be receiving messages from him. Most of us expect to hear a voice or to see an apparition of our loved one, but in reality, they're spirit. So they're coming to us in these ways. They're also coming to us as thoughts that just pop into our minds for no reason, as intuition. So we have to trust that guidance. And I explained all this in the email. And then I said, Serena, I just wrote a book called Your Life After Their Death, and I think it would help you. It's everything I've learned over the many years of doing readings, over 20 years. I would love to send you a copy of the book. And I signed it my name. About 5 minutes later, I received an email back from her. She said she would love a copy of my book. The rest is history. I sent her a copy. And then I was scheduled to speak at an event with my publisher, Hay House, in Florida. It was called the I Can Do It event with the Hay House authors talking about their books. And the day before my event, they were going to be doing a tribute to Dr. Dyer. So I was going to that. Now, they had all of the Hay House authors and Wayne Dyer's family in this hotel. So they had a bus going from the hotel to the conference center for all of us. So I went on the bus, and as I went on the bus and I sat down, there was only one seat available that was left, and it happened to be next to me, and in walked Serena Dyer. Do you think it was a coincidence? I say no. I say Wayne had a hand in all of it. But she sat down and I said, Hi, Serena. I'm so sorry about your dad. Please know he truly is okay. My name's Karen Noé. She goes, Oh, Karen, I just got your book. Thank you so much. I really benefited from it. And she proceeded to tell me about a dream that her sister Sage had, in which, in the dream, she dreamt of her dad. And in the dream, she hugged her dad and she said she felt his hairy arms. She said, Is that a real visitation? I said, Yeah, that's a real visitation. She felt him. So that was pretty much it. We went to the event, and then the event was over. And I was ready after the event, I was ready to go back onto the bus. And something within me, I'm saying, I'm so insignificant. I'm looking at Wayne Dyer's family. I loved him so much. I love, Hay House authors. Oh my gosh, I'm not good enough. I'm so insignificant. I'm going to walk back to the hotel. So I'm walking back to the hotel. And as I'm walking back to the hotel and I'm saying, I'm so insignificant, I'm so insignificant, it's when I heard him for the first time. And this goes to all of you. As I'm saying this, he said, Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. And I said, Wayne, is that really you? I said, If that's you, you have to give me a sign to let me know you're with me. And that's really you. I continued to walk. And then I said, How may I serve? And he said, You're already serving. I said, Fine. How may I serve more? So I walked to the hotel and as I got to the hotel, there was something very itchy that had something that was itchy inside my shirt. I reached in to see what it was, and there was a sticker that somehow attached itself to my shirt. Again, it's not a coincidence, but on the sticker said WE on it. And then I felt Wayne, and I said, "Oh my God, that I thought it meant Wayne, first letter, last letter of his name." Little did I know it meant so much more. But he said, "Is that good enough?" And I said, "Oh my God, that's so amazing." And I was just so excited he came through to me. Went home. Sage contacted me about her dream. We were going back and forth on Facebook. And then finally he started to come through. I talked to her on the phone. Eventually, I mean, I told you this is a long story. I'll try to make it as short as I can. Eventually, they made an appointment. Her sisters, Sage, Serena, Sky, and Wayne's wife, Marceline, made an appointment for me with me several months ahead of time. And I hung up the phone and I started to yell at Wayne. I said, "Wayne, here I am, the insignificance part of me." I said, "Oh my God, I've been doing reading for so many years and I've been booked for 2 years ahead of time. Obviously, I'm doing something right, but I've never had to do a reading for Wayne Dyer's family." So I said, "You better come through." So I'm yelling at Wayne. I'm yelling at him. I went for a walk with my dog, and in my mind, I'm not saying it out loud, I said, "You better come through." And then he started to come through. And he was so excited to talk about the afterlife and so excited to talk about the we consciousness, WE, which was what was on the sticker. And he proceeded to tell me he was going to be joining a group consciousness called the We Guides.
And
It's
who
similar,
are they? Who
yeah,
are the we
they
guides?
are. It's similar to Abraham. Do you know Esther Hicks, who
Hmm.
she channels Abraham? It's a group consciousness. I wouldn't be able to feel Wayne singularly, but he was going to be coming through as a group consciousness. So there would be St. Francis of Assisi, angels, ascended masters, Wayne Dyer, and so forth. And they were going to be giving me concepts um, to make the world a better place. But he also told me he was going to be coming through singularly. I hope this makes sense. It's a long story, as I said, to his family. And he has 8 children and a wife, so that they know without a doubt it was him. And he came through without a doubt messages that only they would know. And he also came through as the group consciousness as well through the We Guides.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I
Yeah.
have a special love for Wayne Dyer too, and I've met him in person and connected with him when he was alive. But another interesting thing is that Humanity's team on Stream Plus has Serena and Sage Dyer, many interviews with both of them. So highly recommend you join Stream Plus and get access to these wonderful videos as well. And so with the we guides, also what evolved out of that is the we consciousness, correct? So what is that? What is the we consciousness?
Basically, it states that we are all one. Now, let me go back and say we don't sometimes feel that connection when we're here in the physical body. It feels that I'm over here and you're over there and my cat's over there, because we have these physical bodies that separate us from everyone else and everything else. But after we leave the physical body, we feel that oneness in an instant. But what the we consciousness states is, again, we are all one, and that includes with everyone, every animal, all of nature, one with all different planets and all of that, one with God, especially. And whatever we do to ourselves or another affects everyone. And the we guides gave through with Wayne and through me, channeling 33 concepts of the we consciousness to make the world a better place, to create peace within ourselves as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I was just curious, when you're channeling Wayne or the we guides, are they coming through your spirit and then coming out through your hand? Or and are you speaking for them? Or do you feel like they're just always there and you're just connecting with them? And
A little of all of that.
okay.
I'm not like Abraham, Esther Hicks. I don't change my voice when he comes through. It's kind of scary for me. I didn't want that. So, I have to center myself. I meditate every day. After the meditation, it's not during the meditation, because if you're meditating and you're expecting something to happen, it's not meditation. You want to quiet yourself to connect with source. So after meditation, I'm in a good state of mind, and that's when I feel them coming through. And a lot of times when I was going for walks during that time, is when I would feel them, because I was out in nature. So I would take my cell phone and just whatever was coming to me, I would say on the phone and record it and so forth.
Oh, wonderful. Any inspiration or wisdom coming through, and then you would take that and maybe write more.
Exactly. And then I went home, and then as I was typing it out, listen, let me say something. We, after we leave the physical body, we retain the same personality as we had when we were here in the physical body. And when Wayne came through singularly, he's loud. It was hard to miss him. I mean, I'd be cooking and call Serena now in the morning. I just woke up, call Tracy now. It would be hard to miss. Whereas someone like my mom, when she passed, it's very subtle. She was
Oh yeah.
a woman, but he was
Yeah.
loud. So when he came
Wayne's
through,
like commanding, like you
oh
must
my
do this.
goodness, I could tell you stories, the messages he gave to those girls, as again, he had 8 children and a wife, and for 3 years it was continuous. Call this one, do this one, email this one, blah, 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 blah. And it was always a very important time in their lives. And at that particular moment, it was incredible.
Mm. Well, why is the we consciousness important for all of us?
To understand that we are not the ego, that we have God within us, and we all can create miracles in our lives. It doesn't, not just some of us, every single one of us. And the only difference between a miracle worker and one who's not is that the miracle worker knows that they can create miracles in our lives. Right now on the planet, it's needed very much so to promote peace within ourselves. It begins with ourselves, because again, if we create peace within ourselves, we're extending that peace to the world as well. There's a lot of not violence, but misunderstandings, and this one's right and the other one's not right, political parties. And we have to understand that the way to get past this is to understand who we really are. And that is God within us. And that God within us is total peace and total love. No judging anybody else, trying to see through the other person's eyes and so forth. We may not agree with the other person, but try to see where they're coming from. And that's how you create peace on earth. Not to yell and scream and say, I'm right, you're wrong. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, peace. Okay.
Yeah. You hear me?
Can't
I'm
say.
right. It doesn't work
Uh,
that way.
well, I really love your course on Stream Plus, We Consciousness, and you break up the modules. So there's 33 modules, and it's just amazing because you share your stories so people can really understand from a practical point of view, but you also give tips in order to get into that vibration to help all of us. So I'd really like to play that first clip on Stream Plus of We Consciousness. Yeah.
Okay.
Day one is the most important truth of all. It is basically states that we are all one. We are one. Everything we do to ourselves or another affects the whole. Our oneness includes God. God is one with us. Source, creator, God, whatever you want to call it. How wonderful is that we are one with the universe. We're one with every person on this planet. We're one with all animals, all of nature, and even all of those in the celestial realm, including ascended masters and the angels and deceased loved ones, and even those in other dimensions, other planets. And you're saying, how could that be so? You're over there and I'm over here and the cat's over there. Tree is outside. If you understand that we are all one means the energy of who we are, not the physicality of this, the vibration of who we are, you'll understand this more fully. Now, if you vibrate more on the level of who we really are, who you really are, who I really am, which is God within us, creator, universe, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. It's a high vibrating energy, only peace and love. And when you could feel and you're on par with that connection, with the high vibrating energy, you can feel your connection better with everyone and everything, because God feels her connection with everyone and everything.
That's wonderful. And that concept really gave me a deeper understanding about self-love, of why we don't want to hurt ourselves. Of course, others, that was so, I already knew that. I could feel that. Of course, I would not hurt another animal. But myself, sometimes I'm hard on myself. But when you said it actually affects the whole, it really ingrained deeper into me how profound that is.
Oh, it's very true. And whenever I say I'm insignificant, that is hurting everyone. So I know it seems crazy, but it is. It makes other people feel insignificant too. And we're not. I have God within me. You have God within you. We're powerful human beings. We can do anything we desire to in this life. And it does begin with self-love. If we don't love ourselves, we cannot really fully love another person. We really can't.
Mm. That makes sense because we're not vibrating at that level to receive it. So it might be a different kind of love, not like pure unconditional love.
Right, right.
Mm.
We put ourselves last. I tend to do that. I still do. It's not benefiting anyone. It's not benefiting me. Sometimes when you do too much, I'm sure all of you, you're light workers. If you're listening to this type of event, you're a light worker. You're probably trying to help save the world and the planet and all of that, but you cannot help anybody unless you help yourself first. And let's face it, over and over and over. Sometimes I'm burnt out.
Mm.
Sometimes I'm resentful inside. I never say it. I give, not often, but sometimes it's like, oh, so there comes a point where you have to not comes a point, every day, give to yourself, do things you love to do, spend time in nature, meditate, listen to the music that you love, whatever it is, spend time with your friends that uplift you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, what happens when we vibrate on this higher level of consciousness? And when you say higher level, what does that mean?
Well, that means we're vibrating at the energy of who we really are, which is God. I always use the analogy when you want to connect to, say, 3200 FM. I don't know if anybody listens to the radio anymore, and you're tuning into 1300 AM, you won't hear what you want to hear. So you have to tune to the correct level, being more forgiving, more loving, more compassionate. Set the intention of wanting to raise your vibration. Try to see through the other person's eyes. I think I mentioned that before. After you leave the physical body, maybe I didn't. After you leave the physical body, you go through a life review where you're able to see and feel how you've affected each person that you've encountered through their eyes, as if you are the other person. Because in reality, you really are the other person. So see through their eyes right here on the planet why they do what they do. You may not agree with what they're doing, but try to see where they're coming from. And in doing so, you'll be creating peace right here and now. You don't have to wait until it's too late to say, oh, I should have seen through this person's eyes why they did what they did. I should have forgiven them and now it's too late. I should have forgiven myself and now it's too late. I should have asked for forgiveness and now it's too late. Do it now.
Mhm. Well, can you, I mean, what do you think about asking forgiveness to their soul, like not in real life, or do you feel like in real life would be beneficial as well?
Tell me what you mean by that. I'm not quite
Well,
sure.
connecting with their soul and asking forgiveness
Oh, sure. You
for
can.
what happened, or do you think it's better to in person do
It's
this?
always better in person, but if
Yeah.
you're afraid of the other person or if the person really hurt you, it's a good idea to connect with their spirit, to the higher selves. A good exercise I do is I ask my guardian angel to talk to their guardian angel and send peace. I
Oh,
love
that's
it. It really does work.
amazing.
Does
Oh,
work. Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the guardian angels like each other in their realm, right?
Of course they do.
Or love each other. Yeah, that's amazing. That's really good advice. So, yes, if anyone has any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you, whether you've gone through the We Consciousness Masterclass on Stream Plus or just have any questions. Karen has another amazing masterclass called Heaven and Earth that she did with Paul Perry and Raymond Moody. So, where she goes deeper into the concepts of life after death. So, it's really profound. So, why is the we consciousness broken down into 33 concepts? That seems like a lot.
Yes. When the We Guides told me they were going to be giving me 33, I said, why 33? And I was told that 33 symbolizes divine guidance and the upliftment of all of creation. So that's why. And some of
Wow.
them seem to be overlapping. And I said, this is pretty similar to the one before that. But they said, no, it's a slight variation, slightly different.
I
So
see. That's beautiful. And do you feel like they build on each
they
other?
really do. Yes, they
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so we have a comment from our audience. She's taken the course. She said, I enjoyed this course, which is full of important reminders and guidance towards understanding the whole of who we truly are. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Charissa, for hosting. Okay, that's nice. Do you have anything to respond to,
I'm
Chris?
just sending her a big hug because she resonates because she feels the same way as we do. All of us that are listening right now, we're on the same page. And by the way, if you're upset with what is going on in the world and in the country, we are the ones we've been waiting for, all of us. You don't
Amen
have
to
to look for
that.
somebody else. It is you. It is me. We can do it. Just we have to remember who we are, and we will raise a vibration of the whole. Remember that you are significant. I am significant, and to say otherwise is just wrong.
Mm. Right. It would be lowering the vibration, and other
Right.
people might feel that and tap into that.
Exactly.
So we have a question from Sheila. What human being that is alive vibrates the highest? I feel like this question kind of moves away from what we're talking about.
It's a loaded question. In
Yes,
reality, we're all the same. There's no one more powerful. That's one of the concepts. There's no one is more powerful than another. Um,
yes.
uh, who remembers who they are the most? I really. How about you? Do you know? Do you have a feeling about? You can't really.
No, no.
You could
You
say the Dalai Lama, or who knows what
right.
goes on behind closed doors and so forth. We are human beings too, so we do make mistakes, but we're trying the best that we can.
Yeah, and I usually don't get names for some reason in my psychic abilities, so I'm not getting anything. But yes, I feel like everything that Karen's been saying is we can tap into that high vibration, like anyone can tap into it and be at that highest level. What do you
Exactly.
think about that? Yeah.
Absolutely. Every one of us has the potential. That's who we really are. When we're not feeling love and positive and peace, then we're not who we really are.
Mm,
And the
mhm.
ego interferes.
Right, right.
I would say
Because
to meditate or pray, go out in nature, do something that uplifts you.
Because I think the spirit world doesn't really want us to be hierarchical and think that this
Somebody's
person is
better.
higher.
No, no,
Yeah. Hmm.
not at all. And after we leave the physical body, we feel that oneness, that we're all one. Nobody's better or worse than another. We're
Hmm.
part of God.
Yeah.
Found.
Yeah. So, like Karen says in her class, continue to cultivate that peace and love that is within you, and you can connect to that higher
Exactly.
realm.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to play another clip where you talk about us. So this is synchronistic of being equal love and power.
Oh, okay. All right, here
We'll,
we go.
we'll ground that energy even more. So can we play that?
Good to hear this today.
We are all of equal power and love. No one is more powerful than another. This is a big one. Every single one of us has God within us. Every single one of us. No one is more powerful than another. Doesn't matter what religion you are, what gender you are, what sexual orientation you are, what color, nationality, what species you are. God is within everyone and everything. Therefore, we all are of equal power and love. We can all create miracles in our lives and in the lives of others. As I've stated over and over again, and hopefully by now you understand this, everyone is a miracle worker. The only difference between a miracle worker and one who is not is that the miracle worker remembers who they are. That's it. Sure, we all have different abilities. We all have different gifts that we can give to the world. So if we tap into these abilities, we could create miracles in our lives.
I knew you would be showing those. I would be saying something else. We're saying the same thing.
Oh, well, maybe it just needs to be
Just words that way.
repeated.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, yeah. Because, I'll just say, I feel like society teaches us the opposite, that celebrities are better, or authors, or, people in sports, they're all better than us. We watch them, we look up to them. So I do feel like it's a powerful concept.
It really is. And when you ever, anytime, even when I just attuned people last weekend for Reiki Master, and one of the women said, "Who's more powerful?" I said, "That's when I started. Nobody's more powerful." And even with Reiki, we're all able to do Reiki to give the healing. All we have to do is put our hands on people. You get attuned to the Reiki energy. We were talking about this before. And everything you touch from that point on is healed on some level, whether it be mind, body, or spirit, but they're healed.
hmm Yeah, wonderful. And you had an opportunity to practice Reiki on yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. You probably before, as I was talking with my hands, saw this lovely thing on my hand. I was trying to move a kitchen table, which was glass, out of my kitchen. And I had my boyfriend was in the front, and he said, "Let it go. It's too heavy." So I put it down, and he's trying to carry it out of the door, and it hit the top of the door, and the glass shattered. It just came flying down. I'm on the bottom of the stairs, just came flying down and made two big holes in my hand. I had to have hand surgery, and my tendons were broken. I couldn't move my fingers. And look, they're moving. But in any case, only 2 weeks later, I went back. They were going to take the cast off and put another one on. And I did Reiki on it every day. Reiki's energy healing for those who don't know what Reiki is. And I just every day, and you don't have to concentrate. You don't have to force it. You just put your hand on it and the energy goes through you. I went back. The doctor says, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? It's healing so nicely. We're just going to put a splint on. We won't put another cast on." I said, "Very nice." And then, he said, "What were you doing?" I said, "I was doing something called Reiki." He goes, "What is that?" So I think he had to learn maybe what Reiki is so that he can teach people about alternative healing as well as what he does, which is very significant. I mean, I needed him to put the tendons back together in order for my fingers to work. And then I did the healing on myself as well. That's incredible. We all could do that. Why wouldn't we want to do that? Why wouldn't we want to heal others and ourselves when we have that power, right? You need to be attuned with the Reiki symbols. But other than that, that's it. Nobody's more powerful than another. We all can do that. You're a Reiki 1 and Reiki 2?
Yes, yeah, humanities team recently offered the certification and I went through it. Yes.
So you're
So
doing the distant Reiki as well? That's Reiki.
yeah, yes, yes. But I just learned it actually on Monday. So it's very
Okay.
new.
Was it in person?
No, no, it's virtual, a virtual event. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's okay. It's a little different when you do Reiki in person, you're giving the person the
I see.
symbol. How did they do that online?
Well,
I'm
it
sure
was
that
a training. It was a training for it. Yeah. So, yeah, they showed the symbols and everything.
nice.
So, so it's wonderful because I mean, your injury to your hand could have been worse,
Oh,
really.
good. I have to tell you, I just wrote an article. I sent it out in a newsletter and put it on my website about how this so-called accident really helped me to understand, to be more grateful for both of my hands, to be more grateful that, that could have taken my arm off, or something in my head or my eye, who knows? It was just my hand. And I never realized how important both of my hands are, even though I'm lefty and it's on my right hand. Like I'm never going to take that for granted again. It's just having that little willingness, as A Course in Miracles states, a little willingness to see things differently. And I am going through the day a little differently throughout. I can do anything right now. In the beginning, the first couple of days, oh, I was feeling sorry for myself. Can't do this. I can't open the can for the dog to feed the dog. And I'm doing everything now. I just had to have the little willingness of seeing how to do these things in a different way. You'll be amazed at what you could do. You'll be amazed with one hand. And some things I still need help with. But when you have that little willingness in life to see things in a more uplifting way, to see the positive of every situation, and I mean every situation, even a so-called accident like this. So,
Yeah, that's incredible. It reminds me of my days as an occupational therapist. I'm an OT by training, and
oh, okay.
people, recover from stroke or have a spinal cord injury. And some of them would see the positives and really thrive and even be incredible athletes. So it's just interesting people's perspective and what they do with an injury.
And that includes all of life. If we see
Mhm.
if we always look at the dark side, we'll get more of that because of the law of attraction. Whatever we're thinking and feeling, we're creating more of this. I even said to him, everything that happens in my life, I'm at the point, I know I created that. And yeah, I created this accident too. People will say, why would you have created that? I'm not sure. I know I had to slow down a little bit, a lot. I needed to slow down, and nothing short of something like this would have slowed me down. Right. And also, I have a slight tremor in my left hand. And now the tremor is almost gone. So it's incredible because that's the only hand I'm using. Incredible. It's almost like a miracle. Whoa, what happened with that? So I guess the part of my brain that was not connecting correctly, whatever it is now because I'm just using my left hand. So
Mm,
it's just incredible. You see, when something happens to you, you step back and say, did I, what am I learning from this? Out of this, only good will come.
I love it. It's so profound. And also your article that you wrote about your willingness
Little
about.
willingness is so important. Yes. My
So,
mother, could I just share one thing?
yeah,
When I was
sure.
little, she didn't know about the law of attraction or anything, but she would sing these songs. There was a song, once there was a little old ant who thought he could move a rubber tree plant. What was the name of that song?
I don't know.
High Hopes. Look online, High Hopes, and it was all about a little ant who said they could move a rubber tree plant and how your thoughts create your reality. Google it, High Hopes. I think it was Frank Sinatra. Anyway, it's a great song.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll have to
Yeah.
check it out. So we have some comments from the chat. Lori says, I need to get out of my way. Distance training, distance healing, it's all good. And Lori says, I dreamed about my deceased ex-husband this morning. He wasn't the person that he had been. He was more of who, oh, this is emotional for me. He was more of who I needed him to have been. And she says, I'm going to binge watch Karen's
That's,
masterclass today.
is that who said that? Lori?
Lori. Uh-huh.
Lori, I have to tell you, after we leave the physical body, your ex-husband is able to see through your eyes how he affected you. And he's showing you that's who he is now.
That's so beautiful. Thank you
Yes,
for sharing that, Lori, and being vulnerable, sharing about that message, because it helps all of us, you know.
absolutely.
What are some other ways that we can raise our vibration back to a natural, loving state, especially if if it doesn't feel natural to us?
I always say to meditate. Meditating is probably the most important thing that I do. Every morning, I get up at 4:45. I'm not telling you to do that because won't do it. But I get up at 4:45 and I meditate for a half an hour with the intention of connecting with deceased loved ones later on in the day. So I start my day connecting to source. And again, it's not during the meditation that I want to feel deceased loved ones or the angels. It's so that I could connect with them later on in the day. It's quieting your thoughts so that you could hear their thoughts later on, because they come as thoughts that pop into your mind. You have to learn to pay attention to the thoughts that just pop in your head for no reason. Hope you can follow this. If you're thinking about your loved one, a thought will trigger that thought. For example, you see a picture of your loved one that triggered a thought, that's you. But if you're driving and a thought pops in your head, you're not thinking. For example, when my mom first passed, I was driving and all of a sudden I heard a voice, not a voice, it was a thought. Hi, sweetheart. Now, I don't call myself sweetheart. My mom called me sweetheart. So I knew it was my mom. So pay attention to those types of things. So meditate and pray. Praying is talking to God and the angels. Meditating is listening. And in any relationship, you need to listen as well as to speak. Go out more in nature, I would say. Do anything that uplifts you, anything, whether it be listening to your favorite music or spending time with friends that uplift you. Be more compassionate, more forgiving. It's that same saying I always use, it's not the snake bite that kills us, it's the venom that's left behind. So forgive for you, not for the other person. So when you forgive somebody, you help yourself as well. And just look
Right.
at the bright side. Try to see through the eyes of each person you encounter and try to focus on solutions rather than the problems. When something like this happens to you, God forbid, nothing like this will happen to you. But if like you stub your toe and it hurts, like, okay, what
That
was I
happened to
thinking?
me today.
Did you? Okay, so what did you
I
do?
stubbed my toe.
What did you do right before that? What was in your way? To me, I'm looking at the bigger perspective. What a toe? What was in your way emotionally? Something emotionally is in your way, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah.
You may not want to share.
And also, I was like not paying attention. I would say I was thinking about something else and not in my body for sure.
There you go. Oh, and that's the most important thing that you're saying. The most important thing is to be present in this moment,
Mm.
is to be in our body. When I first started receiving messages from the angels and deceased loved ones, I'm always out there trying to go outside and leave my body and do that. But in reality, do you know what really connects me with them? When I'm within my body and I am present. That's when the ears start ringing, because when they come, their higher vibration makes my ears ring, and I'm right here. I'm focusing on my energy so that I could feel their energy. So be inside your body, be present every moment. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future. Be here and now. And that's how you'll be able to connect more and raise your vibration.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. So if you're hearing a ringing in your ears, we're not saying don't go to the doctor, but it could be a high
Right. Right.
vibrational message.
Sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes, but a lot of times, whenever I'm receiving messages from deceased loved ones and the angels, my ears ring because they're vibrating at a higher frequency.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
But you can translate that or you'll get the message after.
Yes. It comes as thoughts with me. Everybody's different. I just interviewed Sue Frederick, and I hear she's part of Humanity's team
Oh,
too.
yeah. She's a
Yeah.
provider for us.
And we were so excited. I was interviewing her for my Angel Quest show, and we were very similar. I
Oh,
was so
yes.
to
Your
talk.
frequencies, yes,
Oh
very
my
similar.
God. So we said
Mhm.
we're gonna get together and do you know I'm not saying her age, but she gave away her age. She looked
No,
amazing.
don't say it on here.
I won't, but I
She's
couldn't
forever young.
believe it. But now why did I bring that up?
Well, you were interviewing
Saying.
her and you were talking about messages.
Yes,
So I
yes.
was,
So I was saying my messages, the way I receive messages, are often as thoughts that pop in my mind for no reason, or as feelings because I'm clairsentient. She says sometimes she hears a voice. Well, I heard a voice when Wayne came, or when I heard the Lucha Lucina at St. Francis. But for the most part, it comes as thoughts. But she says sometimes she sees the pictures. I see pictures in my mind's eye, but everybody receives messages in a different way. But I love
mm,
her. I'm glad I brought her.
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. She said, "Did you know an email went out with both of our names on it?" She said, her name and mine. I did not realize that from Humanity's team.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to look at
I did,
that.
yeah, I did not know
There
that.
you go. Soul sisters. Um,
Yes.
so we do have a comment from our chat. Christine says, I get the high pitch frequency in my ears during meditation, along with pressure in my head.
Exactly. You're connecting, you're feeling the angelic realm.
Interesting. What are the different types of celestial beings in the universe, and how are we connected with them?
Okay, so there are many. We all have guardian angels. It doesn't matter if you have a religion or if you do have a religion, it does not matter. We all have an angel
Or
guiding.
believe in it? We don't have
Doesn't
to
matter
believe
if you
it.
believe in it. We still have an angel, which is just ours alone. Then there are archangels as well, who can be with more than one person at a time, such as Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and there's so many more. You're not taking them away from somebody else who needs them more than you do. They can be with more than one person at a time. There are our deceased loved ones who, when they come through, they feel just like they did when they were here. For example, Wayne is very loud. And sometimes people are quiet. Sometimes people crack jokes. If, deceased loved ones, they retain the same personality, I think, so that their living loved ones will know it's really them. So, for example, if my mom would come through, start screaming, that wouldn't be her. I would know that's not her. So they're doing this in order for us to know it's really them. There are also beings from other dimensions and other planets, higher loving beings who are on this planet right now with the intention of creating peace on our planet. They do not want to see any of us harming the planet at this time. So there are even more of them around at this particular moment. When people hear about aliens, they get a negative feeling about it, but it's not that way. There are good and bad to humans as well. I guess when they don't remember who they are, when I say good and bad, I'll take that back. But there are those who are vibrating more on the level of who they are, and the same with those from other dimensions as well. So they're very much a part of our planet at this time.
Hmm. Well, that's wonderful. That's interesting. So, and maybe in past lives we have been star seeds or from
I
other.
love talking about this because I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I get so
But that's
excited.
okay.
For those who believe in reincarnation or not, if
Hmm.
we leave this physical body and we do decide whether or not we want to come back, it's not something that we're forced to do. If we decide, why would this vast universe keep coming back to the same planet over and over? Why would we do that? Think about it.
Yeah.
And there's different levels of consciousness on different planets as well. Some of us came here to make a difference, to uplift the planet to a higher level of consciousness. Other people, you could tell they're new to Earth, and you can tell the difference. So they're the old souls and the younger souls and so forth. There's no good or bad.
Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, wow. I would love to have a whole conversation about that sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll table that. So we do have another question from the chat. Tom and Linda says, Karen, what can I do to help loved ones who are struggling in life? For example, my sister is so stressed worrying about the results of the US election. What will happen in this country? I meditate daily and do my best to stay present, loving, and kind.
Oh, you know something, Tom and Linda, I have to tell you, your question is one of many. So many of my clients are going through the same thing right now. All of us can benefit the world and our country by staying focused to who we really are, regardless of who our leader is. In reality, we are the ones we have been waiting for. To remember that, to close your eyes and call upon the angels and help us to raise our vibration to a higher consciousness to see what we can do at this time to create peace. And if each one of us does that, we can create change in the planet. There's not one person that can do this for us, not a leader, president, the Pope, it doesn't matter. And I hear you. I hear you. I know what your sister is going through and so forth. By being at that level, though, they're not helping the planet. They're not helping themselves. But you have to allow them, your sister and whoever's going through this, to experience whatever they're experiencing, to say, okay, think positive, feel good. It's not always easy to be kind to yourself and so forth. And you may not understand what's happening right now, but understand everything will be raised to a higher consciousness because maybe now people will realize what we can do, or they would step back and not do anything at this particular time. So get out there and do whatever it takes, but be positive in doing it. Don't fight against, be for something. Stand for peace, stand for oneness, stand for love.
Yes.
That's what we can do.
Thank you for that. So inspiring.
Can I just say one more thing? I'm so sorry. And in the same time, do a lot of tapping. You know what tapping is?
Well,
do
you can
the
explain
energy techniques to tap out the
emotional
negativity.
freedom.
Oh, yeah, you do all of that.
Yeah.
Tap it out and do
Mhm.
whatever it takes to get rid of that energy.
Yeah, heart math, tap it in your
Yes.
heart. Well, I'd love to play another clip, which I feel like is vibrating with this frequency of what you're saying. And also, when I feel the truth of something, I feel a tingling, and I felt a tingling on my crown chakra when you were speaking, Karen. It's beautiful.
Angels.
Are the angels? They're tickling.
They're tickling.
Well, I'd like to play another clip about expecting the best in life and co-creating our reality.
And 25 states expect the best, just as God does. God is only loving, positive, peaceful energy and expects the best. God is within you. God is within me. God is within everyone. So let's think like God, which is only loving, positive, peaceful thoughts and expectations. When you wake up in the morning, know that it's going to be a wonderful, positive, peaceful day. Do you wake up and say, I don't want to get up. I hate my job. I hate my friends. I hate my boss. I hate my spouse. You're going to create more things that you do not like, more displeasing things in your life because you're putting that out there. And we talked about that time and time again. Your thoughts and feelings create your reality. But if you wake up in the morning and you expect it to be a wonderful day, it's going to be a magnificent day, the best day ever, a very peaceful day, loving, positive day, and you're going to be feeling wonderfully, physically, mentally, spiritually, and only loving, positive people are going to be in your life, are in your life, expect it. In the last concept, I talked about Sue and Regina, who were diagnosed with the last stages of cancer. But they changed their thoughts and expectations. And in so doing, they expected to be healed. And they indeed were healed. We can do it. Expect perfect health. Expect perfect relationships. Abundance. I don't care what it is. Expect this day to be wonderful, and it will be. I'd like to end with a little prayer that I got in my inbox today. One of those I receive daily sayings by Neil Donald Walsh, and today's was perfect. And here it is. It's a little prayer, and it says, "Thank you, God, for helping me to know that all I seek is coming to me now. Thank you, God, for allowing me to feel right now the peace that comes with gratitude for what is, replacing the yearning for what is not." Isn't that beautiful? I have a very simple way that you can say a prayer to God or the universe, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for whatever it is you desire. Thank you for a peaceful day. Thank you for perfect relationships. Thank you for abundance, whatever it is. And expect it. And it is yours. And find joy in the journey, right here and now. Whatever you're feeling right here, you're creating. So think like God does. Beginning today and every day, expect the best. And the best will come to you. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for the next concept. Have an amazing day. I know you will.
Thank you for that. That was a wonderful clip. What do you think about that, Karen?
Well, it's so true. I would tell everyone when you wake up in the morning, think of 10 things that you're grateful for before you begin your day. And they can't be the same things every day. When I started doing this, it was in the beginning, of your health, your family, and so forth. And then there comes a time, well, I can't repeat the same thing. Then I started to say, I'm thankful for the air that I breathe. I'm thankful for having two hands. I'm thankful for seeing. I'm thankful for walking. Your whole life changes. And then you go through your day and you're thankful for everything, no matter what comes to you in your path. And it changes your life. And then go to sleep doing the same thing, being grateful. What's the best thing that happened to you during the day? And you have to think about it. And then go to bed like that too.
That's wonderful. And I really resonated with what you said, the example of these women diagnosed with cancer. I had a diagnosis of cancer in 2020, and I did the same process. I could have really used your inspiration, actually, but I just intuitively, I was grateful that I was healed. And in about 15 months, it was, and I'm still in remission. So
It's beautiful.
I did apply that process. Yes.
And you know something too that really helps a person to heal is to heal unforgiveness, negativity, because it's always, always, always mind, body, spirit. It's never just the body.
Yes. Yes. The emotions. And you're
Yes.
right. That was part of my healing is
Yes.
the repressed emotions
Yeah.
that I had to release for sure. So, how can we apply this concept to live our best life? And one of the things you said was, this gratitude practice. That's wonderful.
Gratitude, meditate, but just remember who you are. That's the most important thing. Remember who you are. Be present. Be in the present moment throughout your day as you're walking, uh, driving, whatever, and your mind's wandering. Just say attention and be present right now, right here and now. Be present. And you'll feel the peace within you because when you're in the present moment, you can't feel negative. The negativity comes from when you're thinking about what happened to you or what will happen to you. But in this present moment, it's always peaceful.
Hmm. What a great reminder. Well, thank you, Karen. It's always a joy to be with you and learn from your incredible wisdom. And thank you to our audience for joining us today for You, Me, and We, our interconnection with the divine. Karen Noé's courses, We Consciousness and Heaven on Earth, are available now on the Stream Plus platform. So join now and gain immediate access to this incredible program. So we also are proud to say that Humanities Stream Plus is the largest global streaming platform for consciousness-raising masterclasses and transformational education. And we are a nonprofit and also give back with our One for One program, sharing our content for those who cannot afford the membership. I wanted to thank Steve Farrell, Karen Weissert, Dee Meyer, and the production team, Jim Gray, Garth Catterall, Andy Gutsky, Nanette Kennedy, and the rest of Humanities team. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you today. Thanks for bringing your light, Karen.
Thank you so much.